Turns out the Nancy Pelosi assembled J6 committee destroyed a bunch of evidence. 117 tapes and transcripts, to be exact. Now, the Republicans on the House Administrative Oversight Subcommittee found that out. Not only did the Democrats delete the evidence on January 1st of 2023, but before they deleted it, they encrypted it. These people are as crooked as it gets. They told us for 2 years that the January 6th committee, that was, I think, illegally constituted, by the way, that was there to find the truth, for democracy and stuff. Turns out they actually may have found the truth. They just didn't like it, so they tried to make it go away. Which is rich, coming from the same people telling us that they're the defenders of democracy because denying the results of an election was an insurrection. Really? Well, this was Biden yesterday.
Hello, Virginia. And the real governor, Terry McAuliffe. My name's Joe Biden. I'm Jill Biden's husband and Kamala's running mate.
Yeah. Youngkin won that race by 2 percentage points over 2 years ago. I mean, if it weren't for double standards, Democrats wouldn't have any standards at all. The way the Republican Barry Loudermilk, though, the chair of the subcommittee who's investigating this whole thing, found out that evidence had been deleted was actually pretty interesting. The whole point of the now Republican House investigating this was to look into not only security concerns, but also, ironically, the conduct of the sham J6 committee, which Democrats assured us was above board. Turns out that's not the case. Now, since the Democrats said this whole thing was the worst thing since the Civil War or Pearl Harbor or whatever dumb comparison they made, you would think that they would applaud Republicans actually trying to streamline security. But you and I both know that this never had anything to do with that. It was always about locking up Trump supporters. Anyway, this whole thing got blown wide open when Democrat Benny Thompson, who chaired the J6 committee, was caught lying. He told House members that he turned over 4 terabytes of data. Then, in fact, it was less than 3 terabytes of data. That was more than 25% was missing. Just for reference, in HD quality, a terabyte is as much as 500 hours of footage of depositions or whatever else. That discrepancy sparked a forensics team to further investigate it, and pow! Turns out they were deleted. Congressman Clay Higgins had some sneaking suspicions on why, along with some other serious questions that he still doesn't have answers to.
To jog your memory, to quote, according to the record, I asked you, did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol on January 6th prior to the doors being opened? You responded, I quote, again, I have to be very careful of what I say. To which I said, it should be a no.
That, among many other questions, have gone unanswered. And now a quarter of documents were encrypted, then deleted. I mean, this sounds super fishy to me. Trump also requested all this in discovery for his case. They haven't answered him either. Imagine that. As the forensics team kept digging, they also found that Democrats on the committee did not archive all the records, which, if you look at the House rules, turns out, wow. Quote, federal agencies are required to notify the archivist of any actual impending or threatened unlawful removal, defacement, alteration, corruption, deletion, erasure, or other destruction of records in the custody of the agency. This is a requirement. It's not an option. Who's being held accountable here? The buck stops with someone. I mean, hell, they expelled George Santos for lying. Where's the expulsion vote for lying here? They also did not transcribe the White House and DHS memos and interviews also required. Why could that be? Did they not like what was being said there? Now they were able to recover all the files, but they're still password protected. And every Democrat is sitting there pointing the finger at someone else saying, I don't know anything about this password. I'm super convenient, right? Now, shouldn't the chairman be held accountable here? Democrat Benny Thompson, he's saying that the Republican allegations are completely false. Totally false. No basis. Okay, well, then same question. Where are the files? Where's the password? Why did you delete and encrypt a quarter of that data? Who's got the password? This is illegal. It's not just House rules that Democrats violated, but it's the law. Quote, whoever willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, destroys, or attempts to conceal, remove, mutilate, obliterate, or destroy any record, proceeding, map, book, paper, document, or other thing deposited into any public office may be punished by imprisonment for 3 years or a $2,000 fine or both. Just a quick peruse of the internet here, we were able to find somebody right off the top who got 12 years in jail for destroying evidence.